Welcome to our Deer Park video on relationships and sex education, our RSE programme here at Deer Park. Today's session outcomes are to understand what the RSE guidance and what it includes, to know how the RSE has been and will be delivered here at Deer Park, and to also understand how our stakeholders are informed about our RSE programme. What is RSE and how did we get here? The Department of Education published statutory guidance in June 2019 for all schools to be able to follow on health education, relationship education, and also RSE. This covers broad areas of particular relevance and concern to children and young people today. It should ensure that every pupil is guaranteed an education that covers mental health and well-being, including physical health, healthy lifestyles, first aid, learning about safe, healthy relationships and sex, which includes consent, negotiating life online, and also relationships. How did we get there and what is RSE? So today's children and young people are growing up in an increasingly complex world and living their life seamlessly on and offline. This presents many positive and exciting opportunities, but also challenges and risks. In this environment, children and young people need to know how to be safe and healthy and how to manage their academic, personal, and social lives in a positive way. Our RSE guidance includes families, online and media sections, respectful relationships, intimate and sexual relationships, being safe, and also the law. We cover the RSE content over our 5 years here at Deer Park in an age-appropriate way in a number of different ways. So Education for Life, we have one lesson a fortnight at Key Stage 3. Our Education for Life tutor sessions, we have one of those a week during tutor time. We have a linked themed assembly once a week. And we also break it down into half-termly whole school themes. These include health and well-being, relationships, and living in the wider world. We link them all together to build up a scaffold over those 5 years. What is Education for Life? Education for Life was previously called MSS, Moral and Social Studies, here at Deer Park, and for those of you who have older children at other schools. Education for Life is a subject through which children and young people have equal opportunities to acquire the knowledge and understandings and skills they need to manage their lives now and in the future in a changing world. It develops the qualities and attributes pupils need to thrive as individuals, family members, and members of society. In short, it's a curriculum that prepares students with the knowledge and skills they will require in everyday life in order to be able to become a global citizen. What is our aims? Through the Education for Life programme, we will support the personal development of physical, emotional and socially healthy young people, reduce or remove barriers to learning such as bullying, low self-esteem, unhealthy and risky behaviours. We'll equip young people to make choices that keep themselves safe and others safe, support the development of essential employability skills for the 21st century, and also meet the legal requirements to cover the content set out in the RSE guidance. As mentioned previously, we do this in an age-appropriate way. Here you can see the Year 7 Education for Life programme, the things that we study each half-term and on our whole school themes. That takes us through health and well-being with our transition and safety in Year 7, relationships in Autumn Term 2, which includes diversity, Spring Term 1, living in the wider world, so skills and aspirations. Spring Term 2, health and well-being, so we look at health and puberty. Summer Term 1, we look at relationships again, following on from Autumn Term 2, and we look at building those relationships. In Summer Term 1, we finish again with living in the wider world. So we look at things like bank accounts, budgeting, making financial decisions. As we move on to Year 8, we repeat the same themes again, as you can see. So our health and well-being in Autumn Term 1, our Autumn Term 2 of our relationships, our Spring Term 1, so living in the wider world and setting goals, setting them up for their pathways and their choices for their subjects at Key Stage 4. Spring term 2, health and wellbeing. So this time we look at emotional wellbeing, whereas in the first half term we looked at drugs and alcohol. Summer term 1, relationships with identity and relationships. And summer term 2, looking at living in the wider world again and being a citizen. So teaching them all about democracy, governments and politics, and certain laws. As we move through to Key Stage 4, we build on that curriculum even further. And some of the things come up again that they've already done in Year 7 and in Year 8, but they build upon them in an age-appropriate way. So we look at peer influence and substances in autumn term 1. In autumn term 2, we look at relationships and how we can have respectful relationships as they become teenagers. Spring term 1, living in the wider world, so employability, skills, community and careers. Spring term 2, healthy well-being and healthy lifestyle. So we look at that again when we've looked at that in Year 7 and Year 8. Summer term 1, we look at more intimate relationships. And in summer term 2, we look at global concerns and religion in the modern world. Obviously, handling complex issues in the classroom can sometimes be difficult, but what we do here at Deer Park is we make sure we establish a safe learning environment. We work with students to establish ground rules about how they behave towards each other in discussion. We provide small group and class discussion opportunities, and we always follow the school policy regarding safeguarding and also confidentiality. This is how we handle those complex issues in the classroom. We share every year at the beginning of the year our ground rules with all of our students, and they build up all the way from Year 7 all the way to Year 11. These ground rules help us minimise inappropriate and unintended disclosures and comments of a negative nature made towards other students. They are paramount to effectively managing discussions that might elicit strong opinions from students. Here you can see all of our ground rules and what they mean. The whole child. So to embrace the challenges of creating a happy and successful adult life, students need to knowledge that they will be able to make informed decisions about their well-being, health and relationships, and to build their self-efficacy. Pupils can also put this knowledge into practice as they develop the capacity to make sound decisions when facing risks, challenges, and complex contexts. Everyone faces difficult situations in their lives. These subjects can support young people to develop resilience, to know how and when to ask for help, and to know where to access support. Along with the letter that we sent today, we would really like feedback following a parental consultation. We'd always welcome your feedback as a parent. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to fill in the Google form attached to the letter that has been sent to you. If you have any questions at all about anything from the RSE guidance, please don't hesitate to contact the school and we'll be happy to contact you back. Thank you.